Hey folks, this episode is sponsored by City Traders Imperium. Now, what you might not know is CTI has the best funded account conditions up to $2 million, which is the most in the industry. Now, go check out the video I recorded with them to learn more about their incredible package where Trading Nut listeners get an exclusive deal. It includes access to their high-performance trader mastermind and funding program. What are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below or above and go check out that video. All right, guys, welcome to Trading Nut. We've got Khaled here with us. He's a Syrian refugee who lives in the States. He's about to walk us through a recent gold trade where he was able to pick the very top of a 1,000 pip move. So, Khaled, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Then we're going to jump into your charts, have a look at the move, and you can walk us through how you spotted that.
Sure, I'm Khaled. So I've been trading forex market about roughly three years. Since today date. So I am a refugee. You know, you could call me as consider me as an immigrant in the U.S. since, you know, I escaped from a war, and I've been here in the U.S. since about 4 years. So I'm gonna walk you through one of my most recent trades, or one of my biggest trade that I capitalized on a single entry on gold. As you see from this date, January 6th, gold is being really dropping like crazy. As you see from here to here, there, we're just pushing lower and lower. We're making, yes, some retracement here and there, but then overall, if you look at the market, it just keeps shifting. So that's one thing I want you to put in mind, that you always need to focus on the big picture. Now, once come to my entry here, what I was doing is actually, let's go to a bit lower time frame so you could see it better. So if we go to that 1 hour. So as you see, the market really pushed very strong, and then there's always going to be some retracement, some correction, and that before we do the continuation. So I had my Fibonacci pulled from this wick, I believe this wick or this, so it's subjective, so you could place it, it doesn't matter. So it was somewhere from this wick, from this swing high all the way to the swing low. So as you see, the market was trading between the 61 and 78 Fibonacci. That just give me an idea that, hey, we might see some good pushes to the downside, because this is a good zone of the Fibonacci when we be trading near the 61.8. Now, that's one thing I put in mind. Now, second thing, I do have a trend line was touching here, touch 2, and the third touch, we were touching it around this zone. That's another confluence I have. Now, another thing that the third confluence, it was for me that there's a close and reverse candlestick pattern. So when you see this close and reverse candlestick, is usually going to see the market gonna push farther to the downside if this happened as a bearish candlestick pattern. Now, also we see the other confluence I had, which is the fourth one, I believe it was the left shoulder, head, and then the right shoulder was forming in this area, and that's where I took my trade around this these 2-3 candlestick. Don't remember when, but it was around this area after this push of this candlestick. So after I saw the wicks and also all that, you know, the idea was that if this head and shoulder going to work out, it's going to be very rewarding, but let me spot it, you know, earlier, because I believe earlier entry would be involved less risk, because if I had waited to the market to break out and all of that, you know, my stop loss would be way bigger. So what I did here, I had my stop loss slight above 10-15 pips above the left shoulder, and I said if the market came and, you know, closed above this level, or if it hit this level and higher, then this is not valid left head and shoulder. So it's not a valid pattern. But what happened ended up the next day or so. So let me go back to here, get the
Hey guys, quick message from my sponsor Sage Capital. Now they provide education software and tools needed to increase anyone's ability to trade more successfully. Perfect for people who are either still learning, too busy, or just want to use professional grade strategies to build passive income. They've achieved high returns with relatively low risk and are available for auto copying today. Go to sagecapital.co.uk or click the link above and start auto trading today.
The next day, it just spotted like literally 300 pips. And I was taking, I usually take partial profit here and there. So book some profit here. And when I get to the max take profit, I actually closed about 75% of my entry, and I left 0.25 opened on a break even. And as you see, I moved my stop loss on a break even on that day. The market never ever came back to my entry. It never trigged me out. It never stopped me out. So all I was doing is I just said, I waited the next day, and the next day it pushed even more. I said, you know what? I already made good money on this trade. Let me hold it and see how much patient I could be, and not being greedy or stuff. So I hold the trade, and I really didn't care about the money because the money wasn't huge. It wasn't a huge lot size, but it was reasonable to make some money, just a free ATM because the market just was trending. And the interesting thing about this trade, that I actually spotted another entry, which was here. And I shared this on my Instagram on social media. From this day all the way for like 2 weeks, I was sharing that, I am bearish, take an entry, focus on the big picture, because a lot of people, take consideration that, if they saw some correction like this or like this, they would think, oh, the market is in a reversal or something. But in reality, if we look at H4, we in a big, huge downtrend, a channel to the downside. So this trade based off, a trend line, some fundamental, the dollar was gaining strength on that day. 61.8 Fibonacci. Again, I believe this was lining up perfectly. So if we see that, if we spotted Fibonacci from this high, this swing low, from the high where I was entering all the way to the swing low, we could see that this was actually holding as a support, and then we broke it, retested once, and then we continue, and then we came back and retested after about 2-3 days. So just it was a huge for me to take it. After this, a lot of rejection. We probably could see some left shoulder, and it wasn't clear much. But for this entry, mainly it was a break and retest of a key level, 61.8 Fibonacci, a trend line, and a candlestick, just rejection price action. And all I did here, I believe my stop loss was here, so I kind of explained two of my entries. My stop loss was above. I entered after this candle. So when we were about to close below the 50 moving average on the 1 hour, my stop loss was above this recent high, which was around here. And then I was targeting actually just this swing low, this recent big support. So it was about 450 pips, but I believe I ended up closing at 1780, which is still a good trade. About 300 pips was almost risking, nothing, because once I entered, I believe on that day, it was like a sniper entry, and I was sharing it, and there's a lot of screenshot and a lot of screen recording, I believe, on my Instagram somewhere in highlights. It just was interesting because I was sharing this trade actually for the past the whole month of February. I was sharing bearish, and I was spotting entry here and there, some scalp. So yeah, I hope this video have give you some information to help you understand that you should not be stubborn on a single setup. You always have to have the flexibility of mind to be aware that the market could be changing, and not always the first thing you see means that it is the right thing. So
brilliant. Well, look, thank you very much, Khaled, for sharing that trade with us. And it's really interesting to see how your trading technique is sort of played out, and seeing how, you know, it was biased to go long as well beforehand. So before we wrap up, what's the best way for the guys to get hold of you?
So the best way to get hold of me is reach out to me on Instagram _KAFX_.
Brilliant, guys. And look, if you don't want just to click links and not have to type that sort of stuff in, there's a link below the video to the full podcast that we did, which includes all these links to Khaled's profile and his course as well. So guys, thanks for watching. If you do want to see more videos like this, do remember to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and click the notifications bell and click all. All right, guys, see you in the next one.